fun stuff. Put that negative shit fucking in your back pocket and then sit on that shit later. All right, so first up, Samson stretch. Let's get into a nice exaggerated kneeling position here. Make sure that knee is behind the hips. Squeeze your glutes, guys. Press that hip forward. Take a deep breath. Inhale, get that air out. And then press your hips toward the kneeling side. All right, next up, we're gonna do a little side shuffle. It's your second half of your mobility. Simple stuff. Open up the hips. I'm just gonna dance around you a little bit, really. So side shuffle this way, stay light on your toes, right? Find an area. You guys have plenty of room here, but we're gonna do that for a minute. Okay, we are doing some legs today, so let's get those hips opened up. Your warm up, let's get lower back fired up. Let's get your core fired up. And hips, of course. So 10 rounds, 15-minute cap. You guys know the deal. You've been having plenty of time left over. Your first exercise is a good morning, regardless of what kind of weight you have. I'm going to suggest holding it in the front part of your body. I'm really sorry for my butt facing you, back facing you. But keep those shoulders back, nice strong posture. We're going to hinge. Keeping that weight close to your body, putting all that weight onto your hamstrings and glutes. Working on that hinge position, okay? Also, your lower back's gonna be feeling it. We're only doing 3 reps with that. Next up, lying reverse crunch is the complete opposite movement. So, hip extension is what you just did. Not that you may or may not give a shit about the technical terms, but I'm gonna fucking tell you anyway. That was a good morning for your lower back. Now you're gonna do a hip flexion exercise. So, keep those knees, ankles, hips in a 90-degree position. Press them to the floor. Get that lower back off the floor a little bit and keep those knees in that fixed position, and you're just using your hips to get those lower legs or legs up off the ground. And we're doing 5 of those, and then you're finishing off with some Supermans to get every muscle in the posterior chain fired up. Hold for a split second. I had it on the board yesterday, the other day. You gotta feel it for it to be effective. Okay, so make sure you're feeling these muscles activate for your workout, especially during hypertrophy week. Cool? All right, let's get it. All right, guys, your first superset is going to be, I don't have the lateral band, but you guys here, lateral band, depending on which one you have. The Velcro one we're gonna use today, it's gonna be lower by your ankles. If you have one that's a little bit higher, folks at home, Heather, it's gonna be right below your knees. Okay, it's gonna create a different kind of resistance, but shoulder width stance, bend your knees, hips back, athletic stance here. Always want to maintain that resistance on the band. Okay? Taking a lateral step and never going shorter than shoulder width, because that resistance is going to be kept up here in your outer hips. Okay, your glutes. Okay? So doing 15 each of those, you can do whatever you want. 15 on one side, 15 on the other side, or chunk it up 5 each side and go back and forth either way. Your superset is going to be RDL. What's that mean? Romanian deadlift. What's the difference between a Romanian deadlift and a conventional deadlift?
Romanian is straight leg.
Oh.
What?
There you go. What?
The voice.
The voice. The voice from the TV. I love it. Yes, stiff leg, straight leg. So like a conventional deadlift, you're down here a little bit, your hips are a little bit lower, dumbbells are at your side, or kettlebells or barbell, whatever it is, and you're touching the ground, okay, every time. Now, stiff leg means you're not touching the ground, and you're keeping your hips a little bit higher. Fun fact, I'm not sure if it's true or not, this kid in Romania was doing deadlifts, and he kept slamming the weights down, right, and his mom was getting pissed. So then he created the Romanian deadlift, where he wouldn't touch the floor with the weights. And he kept that tension on his hamstrings and glutes. Not sure if it's true or not. But that's what you're doing. You're keeping that weight above the ground, maybe middle of your shin, and then you're driving back up, keeping tension on the hamstrings and glutes. That's going to be your progressive overload. 6 to 8 reps. Figure out what you need to go with that. No higher than 6. Sorry, no higher than 8, no lower than 6. Find that rep range and do your thing with progressive overload. Make sense?
Should we use a bar?
You can use a barbell. I'm just demonstrating with kettlebells. Actually, I didn't even demonstrate. I had them, but I didn't demonstrate. Barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells, whatever you need. Of course, you guys have access to all that. I just want to give an option for the at-home folks. 2-minute break, and your next exercise is going to be another superset, obviously. I'm using a bench here. If you don't have a band, you guys are going to use a band across the rig, but it's literally just hips up, out, and over. This is a wide bench. Obviously, I don't know what you have at home. This is what we're looking to do. Keep the torso upright and get those hips moving in a lateral fashion. Okay, 15 each. And then you're going to do a band pass through as you're slow and controlled. I'm just using these as props. You guys obviously can use the rig for your stuff. But that band's going to be looped up. Walk yourself out. Okay, you want enough resistance on that band where when you fold over, you have resistance. So keep walking yourself out. So when you do your hip hinge, push your hips back, shoulders are still back, back is flat, and you're driving back forward, squeezing your glutes. This is going to be your 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be your time under tension set. 4 seconds on the way up, 4 seconds on the way down. Okay, glutes, hamstrings, and glutes and hamstrings are going to be fired up. Lower back probably too. And you're doing 4 to 6 reps with those. All right, we're still heading with good time. Maybe we're going to go over a few minutes already. Don't beat me up.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Your finisher is 5 rounds, of course. First up, your hold is going to be a mid-squat hold. Grab that kettlebell you were using earlier, even though I just cleaned them, it's all good. Stay in that mid-squat position, keep that bell close to your body, putting pressure on your quads. Try to evenly distribute the weight, so press evenly all 4 corners of your feet. 20 seconds there. All right, next up, V-ups. Big exhale the way up. Whoa! Try to find that balance in that sweet spot so you don't tip over. Nice and controlled. Big exhale on the way up. We're doing 7 of those. Okay, so 20-second mid-squat hold, 7 V-ups.